Hello and welcome to Mtoto News Insight, where we bring you news and information about children as it comes to our desk. I am Anne Wambui. Plan International Kenya launched Girls Get Equal youth-led campaign aimed at putting girls and young women first in redefining leadership and to give them a voice in ending abuse at Crown Plaza, Nairobi on 8th March 2019. Chief guests, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Labour and Social Protection, Honorable Ukur Yatani and Lady Justice Martha Koome were present at the Girls Get Equal campaign launch on March 8, 2019, organized by Plan International Kenya.
I want to give my commitment that I will add my voice to the campaign of Girls Get Equal. This 8th day of March 2019, the International Women's Day. I have signed my name to give my time, my voice, and even my resources to work with everybody to ensure that Girls Get Equal campaign is real.
The youth-led campaign launched on International Women's Day attracted both males and females to mark the start of a journey to ensuring girls are empowered and given equal opportunities as boys. Participating in the panel discussion was Nairobi Women Representative Esther Passaris and vocal activist Boniface Mwangi, who were very opinionated about the gender equality in Kenya.
As women, I think we settled. We accepted not more than 2/3 of one gender, knowing that men had the majority. This is the only part of the Constitution that has not been implemented. The onus was on government to ensure that the bill went through. The bill didn't go through. Can you imagine? They were actually whipping parliamentarians for KAA takeover by Kenya Airways, but they never whipped us for the gender bill.
The lead of the campaigns were Plan International Kenya Country Director Kate Volley and Plan International Region of East and Southern Africa Representative Angela Machonesa.
Today, as the world marks the International Women's Day, a time to reflect on progress made and call for change on gender equality, we launch a youth-led social change campaign that Girls Get Equal. The campaign, designed by girls for girls, aims at ensuring every young woman has power over her own life and can shape the world around her despite the challenges around her.
The campaign seeks to put girls and young women first in redefining leadership and giving them a voice in ending abuse, harassment, and negative stereotyping. More so, Girls Get Equal campaign seeks to engage men and boys as allies for its success.
The conversation on gender equality cannot be a success if we do not work with boys and men. They are our allies in this conversation because they are our fathers, our brothers, our teachers, and our colleagues.
Leave No Child Behind means ensuring children are given a platform to air their views. The second Children Devolution Conference engaged children, representatives from secondary, ECDE, and special needs from all over the counties. The children gave a voice to their expectations in regards to the Big Four agenda. A communique on action points and resolutions were developed in areas of affordable housing, universal health coverage, manufacturing, and food security.
The trade and manufacturing sector should facilitate young people to access mentorship, career guidance, and employment. That the national and county government shall control air and noise pollution from industries which affect child development.
The communique was presented to President Uhuru Kenyatta during the 6th Annual Devolution Conference that took place in Kirinyaga County from 4th to...
Excellencies, governors, Excellencies, deputy governors, Excellencies, ambassadors, and heads of mission who are here today,
Rachel Mumbi and Liberty Kimani Njau, who presented the communique to the head of state, had this to say.
I was feeling good. I was waiting for this day and to see Mr. President, and I'm feeling okay, and I want to say thank you to all girls and all primary cadets, and I want to say thank you to them for electing me.
For me to be chosen to represent the students to read the communique that we read is really important in my life. One is that it has really boosted my confidence. I now believe I can achieve greater heights in life because of being chosen to represent the over 47, over 300 students that were in Nairobi during the precursor conference of devolution. It shows that anybody can achieve. I'm in a day school in Murang'a County, there in the village, and I've been chosen to come and represent people. That only shows that your background does not define you. We expect that whatever you have read to the president, we expect that the president will look onto it and implement whatever you have suggested.
What I want to request from government to build for us a good classes of people who have disabilities like me, and to build toilets and materials to pray like others.
My message to the president in regards to corruption. Corruption is a dragon that all of us we must fight, because when you don't fight corruption, even we won't be able to achieve the Big Four agenda, because money will be stolen right, left and center, so you can't be able to achieve the Big Four agenda of the president. So my message to the president is to ensure that every corrupt person is jailed, all the culprits are taken to jail, so that even as children we don't emulate that corruption, because when we see corrupt people are getting political appointments, then even as children we learn, but we are influenced negatively. We know that if you want to become rich, basically enter into politics, because there is where you steal money and you become rich.
2 women have been sentenced to 30 years imprisonment for child trafficking and child neglect. The two are accused of conspiring to trafficking 2 one-year-olds. Njoroge Dennis with more.
Milimani Senior Principal Magistrate Martha Mutuku has sentenced Isabella Wambani wa Lubengo, alias Concepta Mutenyo na Malwa, and Margaret Kerube Nyakoe, alias Magi, who were found guilty of 8 counts of trafficking 3 children. According to the charge sheet, the two are accused that on unknown dates in 2015 at unknown place, they conspired to trafficking 2 children aged 1 year.
Number 8, Isabella, first accused, to serve 30 years. Count number 9, Isabella, first accused, 30 years imprisonment. Count number 10, Isabella, 30 years imprisonment. Count number 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, Isabella, you will serve 2 years imprisonment on each of those counts. And I find that since the charges or the offenses form a part of a series, their sentences will run concurrently.
Nyakoe is further accused that on diverse dates in May 2015 at Kapsalul village in Nandi County, she transported one of the children aged 1 year to Nyali in Mombasa County and handed the baby to her co-accused Walubengo. The two are also convicted of making a false document, namely a birth certificate in the names of the child without authority. Nyakoe was however acquitted of trafficking the 4th child, aged 2 years, who disappeared and has never been found. Reporting from Total News, I'm Dennis Njoroge.
And on international news, the Malawi Parliament enacted into law the bill to establish National Children's Commission on 7th March 2019. The National Children's Commission will be an institution with independent powers and binding authority to regulate investment for children in Malawi. This has been a breakthrough of advocacy and lobbying work in 2019 thanks to South African Parliamentary Support Trust and UNICEF for financial and technical support. Robert Kelly, well known as R. Kelly, is yet again in police custody for failing to pay $161,000 child support to his 3 children and his ex-wife Andrea Kelly. The R&B singer spent 3 nights in jail last month after his arrest on the criminal sex abuse charges, later released on $100,000 bail. Miriam Jomo has the details. R&B superstar R. Kelly was taken into custody on Wednesday for failing to pay child support just weeks after he was detained on sex abuse charges. The singer was unable to come up with the $161,000 he owes in payment to his ex-wife and 3 children, and the judge in Chicago, where Kelly lives, ordered him arrested. It was the latest legal setback for the 52-year-old music star, who pleaded not guilty on February 25th to 10 counts of aggravated criminal sex abuse against 4 victims, 3 of whom were minors.
A grand jury returned an indictment on 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse based on the victim being under the age of 17 and Robert Kelly being more than 5 years older than the victim.
Kelly's representatives say he is having financial difficulties despite an award-winning career that once produced hits such as I Believe I Can Fly. Kelly was prepared on Wednesday to pay $50,000 to $60,000 of what he owned, according to his publicist, but the judge required the full amount. Kelly, who arrived in court in a blue business suit, was expecting to leave. Instead, he was taken into custody and escorted from the courtroom by a police officer. He will likely remain in jail until his next court hearing on March 13th.
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and seeing things on the blogs, and I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one,
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize, but I apologize in those relationships at the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
Kelly spent 3 nights in jail last month after being arrested on the criminal sex abuse charges. Hours before Wednesday's hearing, CBS aired an interview with the musician, his first public comment since being charged last month on the sexual assault charges, in which he at one point seemed to succumb to his emotions. Kelly rose from his seat, yelling and cursing at the cameras.
Do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
The sex acts in the criminal case are alleged to have occurred between May 1998 and January 2010. The details of the case echoed previous accusations of sexual misconduct that have dogged the artist for the last 2 decades.
I'd just like you to know that you really hurt me. I was a little girl in like a bad man's world. I never really recovered from it.
And in January, a 6-part documentary called Surviving R. Kelly was released. It said he had engaged in sexual, mental, and physical abuse of girls and women. Kelly's ex-wife Andrea Kelly, who is at the center of the child custody case, also has previously accused him of domestic abuse. Reporting from Toto News, I'm Miriam Jomo.
And that report brings us to the end of this week's news bulletin. For more news and information, visit our website www.mtotonews.com and follow us on social media pages at Mtoto News. Until next time, I am Anne Wambui.